r/ask Reddit. What should we stop teaching young children? Just ignore them and they will stop. Sometimes that's the answer. Sometimes it's disastrous. The real answer is don't give the bully what they want. So what to do depends on what the bully is trying to get out of you. If the bully is trying to get a reaction, or make you visibly feel hurt so that they can feel like they have emotional power over you, then ignoring them can deny them that and could work. If they're trying to feel powerful by creating a situation where they're dominant and you're submissive, or where they get to toy with you with impunity, then being passive instead of fighting back would worsen it. In general, don't reward behavior you want less of, so that means understanding what the bully considers a reward. That the teacher will handle any bullies. That children should always do what they're told. If they're uncomfortable, or scared, or truly believe what they're being asked to do is wrong, they should be taught it's okay to stick up for themselves. My take on this: that children should always think about what they have been told, and whether they should do it. The key word here is thinking, and accepting reasoning instead of authority. Don't take no for answer. Actually, this can have severe consequences down the road. I'm trying to teach my 4-year-old son that he sometimes won't get what he wants, and that he has to accept that. How do the parents who teach their kids not to take no for an answer ever get their kids to go to bed? By not taking no for an answer. We should stop comparing them to other children, which is basically telling them they're not good enough. My mom often gets disappointed whenever I get a 90 or 80 in school. She's always telling me, why can't you be like the kid that I saw on Facebook that graduated from Harvard? When they compare you to other kids. But when you compare yourself to other kids they say, but I don't care about them. I care about you. Why'd you bring them up then? That asking questions is annoying or unacceptable. I don't know. Let's find out together is the most engaging possible answer you can give a curious child. Look, intellectually I'm with you 100%. And I sort of enjoy talking through who would win if Wolverine and Deadpool fight. But about an hour later of the same subject or some variant of it, I'm just saying. Good things happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people. Life is fair. That ugly equals bad evil. I partially blame TV animation for this one though. Old, ugly, fat or serious looking people are almost always the villains. This often makes kids fear elderly people and make unfair connections between appearance and personality. And it's not just kids animation. I see this shit everywhere. The Lord of the Rings films scale almost perfectly the attractiveness of each character to the inherent goodness and importance of every character. Telling them not to cry. I got bullied a lot in elementary school, and instead of helping me, the teachers would scream at me for crying, which just made me cry even more and create a perpetual cycle of screaming and crying, and that ducked me up for life. Making little kids kiss for a cute picture. Along the same lines, telling preschoolers that so and so is their boyfriend girlfriend. Can't they just enjoy the single life at least till they can spell their own name? I abhor this. I've had a few people project adult relationships onto my kid when she was 2 and her little 2-year-old boy acquaintances, and I lost my shit. I can't even articulate the damage that projecting socially romantic roles onto little girls does to them. And I have to watch as it happens to my niece. You should never hate anyone in your family. If a certain family member did you wrong, never repented, never apologized, never tried to make things right, would gladly duck you over again and has done so on multiple occasions, you should be free to detest him as much as you like. But no, because we are blood related, that somehow completely erases what he's done. 100% agree. Just because they are family, doesn't mean they aren't bad people and worth your time. That they have to hug kiss family members as a hello because it's polite. That if a boy hits a girl, or if a girl hits a boy, that means they like the other gender. Abuse should not be loved. If I see a guy I think is hot, should I throw a rock? Only if you put a post-it note saying you find him attractive on the rock, and make sure not to hit him. Stranger danger. We need to let them know that it's not just strangers that can hurt them. And there may be times when they need a stranger's help. They need to know that if we get separated at the zoo or mall that they can rely on strangers to help them find me. We discuss how to tell who works wherever we are. Lifeguards at the pool, employees at the mall, etc., uniforms, name tags, and how to get help. Most people in the world are good. I don't want them terrified that every person there is some boogeyman. That genitals are rude and we shouldn't speak about them. They are private but they aren't rude. We need to teach children correct names for body parts including genitals. On average a child discloses sexual abuse 5 times before action is taken. It's very easy to hear "he touched my flower" and not think too much into it. Also, getting children to be able to verbalize feeling uncomfortable and learning how they feel when they are uncomfortable can be beneficial in stopping grooming in its tracks. Groomers often start with lingering touches that can be easily explained away. But if the child can articulate how the touch made them feel, it can help adults to protect children. I worked in a child daycare center and a co-worker told on me to a supervisor for saying the word penis around some kids. Luckily the supervisor agreed with me that penis is not a dirty word. We should stop teaching kids that cereal is part of a balanced breakfast. Right, I can enjoy my cereal anytime I damn well want it. Flattery will get you nowhere. In the real world it usually helps get you places. So go ahead and let little kids learn that sucking up works. Ferengi rule of acquisition number 33. It never hurts to suck up to the boss. To be ashamed when they're wrong. People should be thrilled to learn they're wrong because it's an opportunity to learn. Instead we shame politicians who flip-flop on issues, even if they switch their opinions from something like man-woman marriage to a stance of gay rights support. Then we wonder why people straight up deny they're wrong even when you pile a mountain of evidence in front of their dumb faces. If you're bad, I'll have the doctor give you a shot. If you don't stop misbehaving, the cops will come arrest you. That adults are infallible. My wife and I freely admit to our kid if we've done something wrong or were mistaken, and try to teach him to behave the same. He's only 4 so it's hard because he is still learning even the concept of fallibility, but I'm pretty sure it's helping. Roald Dahl would have absolutely liked you. Roald Dahl grew up going through the old-fashioned British school system, and he had to encounter plenty of adults who openly insulted kids by constantly accusing them for being untrustworthy, inherently lazy, bad and pathetic, while building themselves up as above all that. He had various male teachers like this. It's one of the reasons why he wrote much of the adults except for Miss Honey, displaying the same behaviors attitudes all over Matilda. It wasn't because he wanted to make Matilda seem misunderstood for being so smart. Much of the negative adult attitudes were literally lifted from what teachers had said to him and his classmates when he was a boy. You could tell that he wanted more adults to be honest, and to treat kids like developing adults that could be taken seriously. Everyone has to go to college. I think a better approach is everyone needs training after high school for chosen career. For example, college, trade school, apprenticeship are all options. They are correct options for nurse, welder and plumber respectively. That their feelings don't matter. They do. They really do. Unhealthy relationships with food. Noticing how our relationship with food is covertly communicated to our children. Labeling food as purely good or bad. Forcing children to eat something they don't want to. Sending the message that vegetables are gross and are only to be enjoyed through bribery. Obviously excluding the instances in which children just don't eat. That college is necessary for success. It's not required. It could be depending on what career they want. And I know not every school does this. But since I was little I was told that the more school you get the more money you're worth. That crying is not manly. That they're at school to study not make friends. Friendships are important at any stage of life and you will definitely benefit from having connections in adulthood. One of the reasons kids didn't like me at school. My parents always expected me to be the best, saying that studying is my only responsibility now. Today, nobody cares about my grades from 10 years ago. Forced apologies. Telling a child to say I'm sorry and move on is completely useless. An apology is empty without true remorse. Let's instead teach children to apologize when they are truly sorry. It has to be genuine. Not to be a tattletale. Congrats. Now you've got a kid who hides everything from their parents and bottles up all their emotions. Not good. I don't know how many schools do this, but I know it happened to me in both primary and high school, and multiple other people I've spoken to about this who live in my state have said this as well. NSW. OS. But there's something called resilience training where they gather bullied kids and tell us that the way to prevent being bullied is to stop making ourselves a target, telling us that we have to try harder to fit in, and how ignoring a bully will make them give up rather than crying or running away. It doesn't help. It just made me, and probably other kids too, feel like more of an outcast and put it in my head that I got bullied because I deserve it. It's less of what shouldn't they know and more of what they should know instead. That celebrities are important, that you have to have stuff to be like everyone else, that failure is bad. Wikipedia can never be trusted. Generally the information on it is very accurate, although it is a good idea to use other sources to confirm it, although that's true for everything. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.